Hey there, good morning. We're back on the wagon today. Oh, see if we can finish getting this thing spritzed up. You know, we just want it runs good. We just want it to look a little better. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. Welcome back. Finally remembered my little dust buster. Suck up these mouse turds. If you've paid attention in any of my videos, you'll notice I always start off with gloves, and then by the end of it, I don't have any on. I don't know why I bother. Whoa. See if we can get this cleaned up. At least enough to take some paint. Well, of course, the right thing to do would be pull the engine out, break it down and paint it. But there's nothing wrong with this, and I don't have time for all that. And we just want it to look a little bit. It can't look any worse, right? So I've got it as clean as I can get it without pulling it out and the things taped off and stuff. So now I guess we'll spritz it with a little blue and, see how it looks. Let's get the spritzing. Spritz away. Well, now that it's been properly spritzed, we can work on getting it put back together here. Definitely not going back with this about to pop heater hose here. We'll put some hose on here that we have much more confidence in. I'm definitely reusing these clamps. These things cost a gazillion dollars nowadays. We'll just better us. We need to get the valve covers on. So I need to get all this old valve cover gasket stuff cleaned off. Yeah, I know it's going right down into my valve train, but I'll clean it all out. This is our parts back from the powder coaters. Oh yeah, they don't look bad at all, huh? I'm okay with these old steel wheels, except it doesn't really say hot rod. So I think we can do better. Oh yeah, I'd say that's much better. Well, we got a new fuel pump. This is the old one here, and I'm going to reuse this line here. I'm just not going to reuse, all of it. Well, we get this fuel pump in. I'm just going to put me a thin smear of this black glue sealant stuff. Help hold my gasket in place. So we got our fuel line ran to the pump. I need to sort this out. It doesn't seem to be fitting well, but I think, it's looking good. Carb's done, fuel line to here is done. We'll just keep going. Well, I ended up springing for the, the actual hard fuel line that comes up from the pump into here. So we got that all fixed up, and it actually looks pretty good, So that's how it's supposed to be. That's the way Henry intended it. Gotta get our power steering pump back on the bracket here. Get in there. You wanna. Forgot to put my gloves on. I need to make sure I put these on so I can take them back off later. Alrighty. Get it on here. Oh no. Uh-oh. Something is stripped. Question is, what is it? The bolt or the housing? If I had to guess, it's the housing. I see all kinds of metal falling out of the back side of it. I guess it just had one too many screws put into it. I just happen to have some new hardware here, so we're going to see if we can get this to snug up. Ow! Stupid thing.
And if we could just get it snug, I will leave it alone at that. There we go. I'll leave it right there. Now, we don't want to get that too tight until we can get it adjusted. And we can't do that until we get the alternator on, because the alternator belt's on the inside. But what we can do is go ahead and get our lines on. The hose is a little swollen. I don't have any other clamps. Dang it. Oh, this is probably better suited for the job. Oh yeah. If we have a problem with power steering, it'll be that return line. This vacuum line that comes up from the transmission has a bracket that bolts to the bell housing here, so we got to get that off and hook up this new vacuum hose. Okie dokie. Then we get our alternator bracket back on here. Let's see about getting the belt on here. I want to get 2 of these started, so at least I have my alignment right. I get our power steering belt going. Oh yeah, that's going to work out great. I always just pull them tight by hand, and then, you know, can always adjust them later. Guess we need a fan. I need to keep this to a 30-minute video. Yeah, we're going to take care of our fluids. You know, the transmission guys said, go ahead and get you a case and put 10 in it. That seems like a lot, but whatever. I got 1 in the torque converter already, so this is 2, 3, oh boy, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll see if we can get number 8 in here. And then we'll probably have to run it. But this should be enough to where the pump, you know, is not going to fry on us. I got it running away from me somewhere. Where is it running from? Some kind of vent. Probably need to run it. Apparently that transmission has like an overflow vent. So we're going to have to get it running, and then we can check it. But 8 quarts was too much for that overflow. Now we get our coolant in here. Power steering. We'll check it after we run it. I don't think I even told y'all about this dipstick, but it was broken off down there, and I had to get the piece of the old tubing out. That was a lot of fun. So we got that replaced. I think we got all of our vacuum lines taken care of. We got the choke tube hooked back up. Let's see, we got fluid and everything. We got the belts on, we got water in. I think we just put a battery in it and see what happens. Well, this is the battery that was in it. It's been bouncing around in the back of my truck, losing acid and everything else. But anyway, hopefully it's still good. We'll set it down on top of the levitating tray here. Let me just double check, make sure I got all my wires hooked back up. Yeah, looks right. I don't hear the house burning down. Keys. See if it'll crank. Huh. Yeah, pretty sure my battery's dead. Well, I'm at the O'Reilly's. They tested the battery for me. Said it's good, it's just dead. So I'm gonna let them charge it up, take about an hour, and grab some grub, and then we'll head on back to the wagon and see if we can get it going. I mean, that really would be nice. That would be stupendous. We'll put it right up there on the scale of hooray! Well, hopefully this has been properly cooked, and we'll see if it's going to turn over for us. Perfect. It's going to take a little bit to get fuel up to the bowls here, so we'll help it out. I see it in the filter. Are we squirting? Uh-oh. We got us a pretty rotten fuel leak down here. Look, I got that fitting as tight as I can get it, and the gas is just pouring out of the bottom of this pump. I pulled this fuel pump off so I could figure out what's going on here, and it's leaking from right in here, right behind this fitting somewhere. This is the Kung Pao version that I got from, I don't know, some auto parts store, and this one is a new one I ordered from Summit. This one's made by Carter's, and if you look real close, you see how thin wall there is inside that fitting, and then you see how that is much thicker. And also this fitting is on here crooked. I don't know if you can tell, but it's not straight. It's like bent or collapsed or something. And this one is perfect. So hopefully this will fix our problem. We got our new one in, lines hooked up, and there's already some fuel in this filter here. Although, you know, it doesn't look the greatest, but it's not horrible. So I'll hook this up, and then I guess we'll hook the battery up and see what happens. Well, let's see what we get. I'm just gonna go turn the key and use the Ford starter up the front here. We'll give it a little kick start. Nothing major, just a shot. All right, let's see what we get. Well, we're not dumping fuel, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Another little quick shot here. I think we just got to fill the bowls up. Well, it's pumping. Oh, I don't think my coil wire was quite tight. Don't do that. Let's tighten this down just a tick. I want to let it run and go through a heat cycle. I also want to check to see if it's charging. The fan is hitting my radiator hose here. Ooh, it's doing a number on it too. Did we have that problem before? I don't think so. I mean, there's a small chance I put it on backwards, but we're not going to talk about that. We'll just swap it around here. No big deal. Listen, we can't all be Elon Musk. Now, probably when it gets hot, it's going to bust where it's thin. Now that we have the bonehead issue solved, let's try it again. Yeah, my fuel gauge says I got almost a quarter tank, but I had no way of knowing that's right. And of course my oil and temperature and charging is all fine. Clearly and obviously fine. Got a terrible exhaust leak, probably from one of the 700 holes in the exhaust. Let's see if we got any gears. Nothing. Let that cycle through and check our levels here. 13 and a half. The alternator's probably on its way out. Let's see if I get anything on the stick yet. Oh yeah. Says full. Let's try our gears again. Well, let's see what we got. Give me some, forward motion. Whoa, there it goes. Just took a minute to, oh yeah. Let's see if our timing's set right. I still got to fix the neutral safety switch. Let's see, park, reverse, neutral. Well, apparently I got to fix the ignition switch altogether. The start me button ain't working. Dang it. Where'd my other key go? One key is just as good as the next. Interesting. Come on, baby. What you doing to me? Oh boy. Can't be hot, right? I mean, it's hot. It got hot pretty freaking quick, didn't it? Let's let it cool off for a bit and see what happens. Well, it's the next day, and that's because our battery that I suspected was bad wasn't holding a charge, and turns out it was bad. Although, the first time it was tested, I was told it was good. Of course, that's the same young lady that gave me this 20-minute dissertation about how the alternator sucks energy and power out of your battery, which is weird because I thought it did the opposite. Anyway, we have this new one. It's an Econocraft, so I don't know how long this is going to work, but let's see what we get here. Right now it seems to be okay. The true test will be after it runs through a heat cycle and I shut it down, will it start back up? Alright, now as long as it fires back up, I'll feel better about it. Well, I guess now the only thing to do is take it for a drive. Just want to give you some perspective here. When I pull out of here, I have to head down there. And right around that corner, it is super steep and twisty, and it's like a roller coaster ride in a car that I have not driven yet with drum brakes. All right, I guess we get going. I got to go start it with the other key. Okay, we're off, I guess. Seems to be shifting the way it should now. This is where it gets scary.
over there, and I had to push it over here. But I'm just gonna have it towed from here, call it quits for now. It obviously needs more love and attention, so we'll do something, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a temp gauge on it, and it feels like it's a power loss from overheating, but it's not bubbling over or boiling or anything like that. Could be timing, could be a voltage thing, or it could just be a tired motor. I think one of the things we need to do is actually check the compression on this engine. Well, if they won't run, we'll tow them, right? So I noticed this after they pull it up on the truck, and that's coolant. And I'm not Sherlock Holmes or anything, but where I come from, they call that a clue. I got Cinderella new shoes so she could go to the ball, and instead she bit the poison apple and took a nap. Wait, did I just mix up some stories or something? That doesn't make sense. Fairy tales aside, I'm not ready to give up on the old girl, so you'll see more of it in upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching. Hope you like, share, subscribe, and remember, get off the couch and go wrench on something. I'm gonna go see my friend Jack. It's been a day.